you want a place where you can be seen as an individual and know what you're doing and have a career to look forward to, this is your place. If you want a place where you can be seen as an individual and know what you're doing and have a career to look forward to, this is your place.
It's time for Husson University basketball on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Performance PT, designing a healthier you. Greenway Equipment Sales at Ellsworth and Bangor. Nothing runs like a deer. Governor's Restaurant. Life is short. Eat dessert first. And Casella, giving resources new life. And now, from the Newman Gymnasium, it's Husson Eagles basketball.
Hello and welcome, everyone tuned in and listening to today's broadcast. I'm Reese Dannenberg alongside Avery Henningsen, and we are here at the Newman Gymnasium for some regular season women's basketball. We've got the Husson University Eagles playing host to the Cobleskill Fighting Tigers. And we will be back after the introduction in the national anthem.
At this time, everyone please rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Let's talk about one more time contributions, number 21, Amy Canella. And our question from Mason, we are number 33, Amy Canella. Cobleskill is coached by Megan Bowman. She's assisted by Shelby Preston and Caitlin Bowman. And now, the starting lineup for your Husson University Eagles. At guard, a junior from Ellsworth, number 11, Trinity Montaigne. At guard, a junior from Smyrna Mills, number 21, Caitlin Porter. At guard, a sophomore from Bradley, number 22, Hannah Richards. At center, a junior from Island Falls, number 30, Bailey Donovan. And at guard, a graduate student from Hawthorne, New York, number 34, Vanessa Duhon. The head coach for Husson in her 37th season is Kizzy Walker. She's assisted by Randy Dodge, Lori Cox,
And welcome back. We shall go over the starting lineups one more time for any of those who didn't hear. First for SUNY Cobleskill, we have Talia Washington, number 3. Taylor Meacham, number 14. Jordan Finch, number 20. Ania Canales, number 21. Number 33, Emily Saturday will round them out at center. And for Husson, no changes in the starting lineup. And we have number 11, Trinity Montigny at 1 guard. Michaelin Porter, number 21, is in there. Hannah Richards, number 22, at center, holding it down in the middle. Number 30, Bailey Donovan. And at the other guard spot is number 34, Vanessa Duarte. Husson comes into this game with an 8-4 record following a very strong win yesterday over SUNY Delhi. Avery, what do they need to do today to repeat success?
Well, this is going to be a completely different matchup, Reese. Obviously, yesterday we saw Delhi come in with only 6 players and finish with 5, and the Eagles controlled that game throughout. And in this one, they're going to be facing a much tougher Cobleskill team that has some players that can guard the Eagles strong in Bailey Donovan out there, and the Eagles are going to have to shoot well just like that.
And you're right. Speaking of shooting well, Trinity Montigny gets on the board quickly with a 3-pointer to open this game up.
But this Cobleskill defense is going to be hard in and around the paint, even though you have Donovan. Obviously, she's going to get her points, but those Eagles shooters are going to have to hit those difficult shots today.
That's right. As we see Washington now with the ball up top, she'll swing it over to Meacham, who drives baseline on Duarte. Back over to Washington, who'll put up a 3 of her own. That one comes short, and Porter with the rebound. Off to Duarte now. Back to Porter on the left side. She'll stop on the block and find it cutting Montigny, who lays it up, but that one's no good. Washington now the other way. Puts up a floater. That one's no good, and it looks like Bailey Donovan and Jordan Finch were fighting for it down there. It'll be a jump ball staying with Cobleskill.
Yeah, and Finch is 6'1", and she's someone who can guard up against Donovan in this one and potentially try to slow her down. Obviously, she's been averaging a double-double a game this season.
Yes.
And if you can somehow slow her down a little bit for an opposing team, that's a key to beating this Husson Eagles squad.
Bailey Donovan coming in, averaging a double-double, like you said, 16.5 points and over 12.5 rebounds per game. So she's been very dominant down low so far to start the year. And there's a block. It would have been a block, but they called a foul on Bailey Donovan. And it looks like Emily Saturday will head to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, she almost got that one, and we'll take another look at this replay here in just a second. And you see Donovan just catches her a little bit too much on that block attempt.
And the first one from Emily Saturday is good, and that'll get Cobleskill on the board. 3-1.
And something we talked about yesterday was that if you can get Donovan into a little bit of foul trouble, it is a really key really key part of stopping her dominance on the court. That if she can play with a little bit of freedom, not being in foul trouble, she's very dangerous.
But this is a great cut by Hannah Richards and a great feed by Montigny.
But when you allow her, or when she gets into that foul trouble, all of a sudden it can slow down her defense out there.
As that was Canales with a 3, comes up short, or long, excuse me. Shot from Meacham in the mid-range is good, and a quick timeout has been taken by Husson. We'll take 1-2. You're listening to WHSN.
Selling is all about relationships and building trust. At Greenway, it's our people that have built the business. We're fortunate to have a team with years of experience. They know John Deere equipment inside and out and go the extra mile to take care of our customers.
And right now is a great time to talk to one of us about a new tractor. Get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a John Deere compact utility tractor. Nothing runs like a Deere.
From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
And welcome back to everybody listening. We have a close ball game here as Porter will put up a shot that's no good. Rebound goes to Emily Saturday. 5-4, Husson leads SUNY Cobleskill right now in the beginning of this one. As there's a three from Canales. That one's long. Rebound goes to Saturday. And might have got partially blocked from behind by Donovan, who comes away with the rebound as well. Here is Duarte. Swings it over to Montigny. Down low to Donovan. Porter trying to find someone now. She finds Duarte up top. Donovan kicks it out to Hannah Richards, who will put up a three, and that one's good.
And that was some great passing there from the Eagles. We saw them yesterday get almost 30 assists in that one, and they were really working on passing it all around the court, and you just saw it there that some nice passes can lead to some open players.
Yes, that was great ball movement. I'm pretty sure everybody touched the ball on that possession for Husson, which is what you love to see.
And like you were saying, that they've been moving it around well already in this one, and it's something that Coach Walker's been trying to train them on all season, is getting everybody involved. Obviously, you want to give the ball to players like Donovan, but you also want to work it around that whole offense and give your shooters those chances to hit those three-point shots.
That's right. As we now see the first substitution of the game, as Jordan Lengel will check in for Michaela Porter. Cobleskill right now, only 1 of 6 shooting so far. So definitely looking for something to turn around here, as there's great defense by Montigny, who pokes that one away and grabs a steal. She finds Duarte up top. Duarte will drive in and go up with the left hand, and that one's good. Husson off to a very great start here, shooting the ball.
And a great little move inside there by Duarte to give herself just a little bit of space and then hit that difficult left-handed layup.
As there's another play with great hands as Vanessa Duarte comes away with a steal on that one. Husson on a 5-0 run right now in the last minute 30. As Richards with it, she'll find Bailey Donovan down low, who will kick it out. Over to Jordan Lengel. Now to Richards, who drives in. As she goes up, she'll get fouled, and Hannah Richards will go to the free throw line to shoot too.
And an important thing to note with both these teams, too, Reese, is that we mentioned it already, but both of them played yesterday, evening and night, that I'm sure both these teams have a little bit of fatigue. Obviously, they had a whole night to rest and recover, but they're coming into this game after just playing a 40-minute game last night. But I think on that same note, this Eagles squad has the advantage in that case that they had almost everybody on the team play some valuable minutes yesterday, and it allowed them to, even despite playing their starters for good chunks of time, they weren't worn out. They didn't have to go into a late third quarter kind of shootout versus a difficult team rather than being up 70 for most of the game.
Right, and Cobleskill coming into this one, they played as well last night. They were up in Umpy. They won that one, 87-79. So high-scoring matchup in Umpy last night in Presque Isle. So both teams, as you mentioned, coming in, playing games yesterday, and then another one today. We'll see if it has any factor on fatigue. But like you said, Husson was well rested, not having to play so much starters with the score being how it was, as there's another steal for this Eagles team. Richards will put up a three. That one's no good. Rebound goes to Hannah Cater, and that one gets turned over. I didn't really see what happened there, Avery, did you? I missed that one.
Well, she got kind of pushed to the side by Duarte, and she was off balance and just kind of tried to fling one up towards Washington, but didn't really have the chance to get a good, meaningful pass with her feet planted on that one.
And checking into the game now for Husson is number 4, Sophia McVicker, and number 32, Lauren Cook, the new addition to this Husson team. As Donovan will kick it out to McVicker, who just checked in, and ooh, she had a layup opportunity but missed it. Donovan fought for the rebound. McVicker now over to Duarte. Duarte will drive in, put up a left-handed floater, and that one banks in.
And the Eagles right now, Reese, have a very dangerous combination out there. In my opinion, that they have their two bigs out there in Donovan and Lengel, And then they also
And
have
then
three
the
very
shooters.
talented shooters who can hit those 3-point shots from all the way around the arc.
I was just thinking that as you were saying that. This is a very dangerous lineup in there for Husson right now. And rebound goes to Donovan. Here comes Duarte now. And McVicker with a wide open lane. Oh, rims out. Gets her own rebound, though. We'll reset the offense. Langle down low. Here's Lauren Cook, the new addition. Puts up a three, and that one's good. Lauren Cook, the new addition to this Husson women's basketball team, was in the top 25 for three-point shooting last season in Division III basketball and hit over 3 threes per game last season. So she can come in as a very dangerous shooter, like you mentioned, for this Husson team.
Yeah, and it was definitely an interesting transfer over winter break that she came from Husson's rival in Maine Maritime, and it took her a game to get settled in a little bit. She didn't play over their winter break schedule down in Florida, but she's been playing some valuable minutes in yesterday's game and also this one.
As there's Sophia McVicker with looked like a three, but they're calling it a two-pointer. Foot must have been on the line. And Husson on a 14-0 run right now, as that just got ended, as I said that, up 18-6 as they've gotten off to a hot start. Vicker drives in, finds Lengel, will put up a mid-range jumper, and that one's short. Rebound goes to Jordan Finch, and here comes Cobleskill now.
But it will definitely be interesting to see how Cook can adjust to this Eagles offense and defense. Obviously, she's probably only had a week or two of practices now, and a lot of that being over winter break and stuff. There's weird schedules, plane trips, car rides, that I'm sure it's going to take her a little bit of adjusting before she can get integrated into this Eagles team. But we've already seen that she has the talent that once she learns the system, she can do well in that system.
That's right. She had 8 points in her Husson debut yesterday, including 2 made threes. So she should be a good piece for this team to help space the floor with Bailey Donovan and help Bailey get some more spacing down low.
Well,
we see Jordan Finch going to the line to shoot 2 free throws here. And the first one is good.
The Eagles' real danger comes when they're working that ball inside and bringing bodies into the paint in the center of the arc, and then they can feed out to those three-point shooters, which they have some very talented guards out there who can hit those long shots.
Definitely. We've seen Husson like to work inside out throughout most of the season. That's been their game plan. As Cook with it now, swing it over to Duarte. Down low to Lengel, who couldn't handle it. And McVicker saved it, but right to the hands of Jordan Finch.
Yeah, I think she would have preferred that one just go out rather than stay in and allow Cobleskill to have a little bit of a break there.
We see Taylor Meacham go to the line now as Lauren Cook picks up her second foul already.
And Meacham's a very talented player for this Cobleskill team. She's only a sophomore, but she's a captain on the team and is someone who's already stepped up as a real leader for them.
Yeah, right around 7 points per game, just under 6 rebounds. As she misses both free throws there. And Jordan Lengel fights for the rebound. Comes away with it. Here comes Duarte and the Eagles the other way. Duarte will swing it into the hands of Macy Beals now. Beals will drive in. She'll put up a shot and get fouled. Foul will be on Ania Canales.
Yeah, nice job by her to kind of force that one a little bit. That she kind of drove right across the front of the defense, and they really had nothing left to do other than reach out a little bit, and she caught just a little bit of a stray arm there and can go to the line to take 2.
And Macy Beals' first free throw ends a 1 minute, 53 second scoring drought as that one goes in. Macy Beals drops both free throws.
Yeah, she's an 83% free throw taker on the year. Obviously, she's only taken so many, but she's done well in the opportunities she's
That's
gotten.
A great pass in transition from Duarte to Donovan on the fast break.
And what a way for Donovan to get her 200th point of the season as well, Reese. A great pass inside that leads to some nice Eagles points there.
Yep, and her first bucket of the game. As there's another rebound to her. Already 4 rebounds at this point. And Macy Beals stepped on the baseline, it looks like. As we have a substitution here. As Sierra Goodson will check into the game now for the second time. As here she is right here. And the jumper rolls around and falls in. Duarte with it now for the Eagles. She has it up top on the right side. All alone on the right side. She'll drive in, put up a floater that ends up being short. And here comes Washington now the other way for Cobleskill. Another rebound to Donovan.
Yeah, she's racking them up right now. I think that's 4 or 5 for her in this one.
I believe I said 4 last time. It was wrong. That one is 4. 45 seconds here in the first quarter as Lacey Scanlon will put up a shot that is long. And here is Meacham the other way. Up top, Meacham. Over to Washington. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Washington again on the right side. Drives in to put up a shot that is short. And Bailey Donovan with her 5th rebound already in the first quarter.
She's definitely been racking them up. She only has 2 points in this one so far, but that's something we talked about early on, that she was going to struggle a little bit potentially with how tall this Cobleskill team is inside, and you just saw it right there that she kind of got boxed out, and that shot was a lot harder than she's used to.
That's right, and Husson leads this one 22-10 at the end of the first quarter. Off to a hot start here. We will take a quick break and come back with the second quarter. You are listening to WHSN.
5 years ago, we started this journey of recycling. And with that same ingenuity, with that same innovation, and with that same entrepreneurship, we're approaching our next 45 years. We have an obligation to figure out how we can consume less, how we can recycle more, how we can create more sustainable products, and how we help our customers enable that.
We owe it to the future generations to continue to do better and recycle better.
And welcome back. We are in the second quarter now as Husson leads this one 22-10 after getting off to a very hot start in the first quarter from 3 and from down low in the paint. As Hannah Richards now has it, drives baseline, tries to kick it out to Layla Martinez, but that one gets tipped out of bounds, and it'll be Cobleskill ball.
Yeah, and you can see already they're up 12, but the Eagles are bringing in new players every possession, it seems like. Martinez and Schoberg just came in. They played some big minutes yesterday night as well, but the Eagles have been having some players play more minutes in this conference part of the schedule already.
As Lacey Scaling will pick up a foul underneath the hoop that will send Emily Saturday back to the free throw line. She hit her first two earlier and hits that one as well. Comes into this one at 58% free throw shooting on the year, so she's 3 of 3 already.
Yeah, and that's on 62 attempts as well, Reese. That sometimes you hear that 58% from free throw, and it's how many attempts? 7, and then it's like, oh, okay, she's hit 2 of 7.
Right.
But 58% on 62 attempts is a pretty big deal, but she's certainly hot tonight.
As Donovan with a nice move down on the left block. Gets a left-handed layup to go for her second bucket of the game.
Yeah, and they're making her work down there. She hasn't had those easy ones where she can miss and then just catch it and throw it right back up. That all of her buckets have been hard fought and hard won.
Definitely, as we see Meacham drive in, as there will be another Husson foul. And now I'm going to go on Layla Martinez as Meacham will go back to the free throw line. She hits that one. She missed her previous 2 free throws. She comes in around 70% on the year, as that one is good as well. Husson 1 of 4 from the field on their last 4 attempts. So starting to cool off a little bit. As Scaling with it now. Finds Donovan on the block, or on the high post, excuse me. Haley Donovan finds Faith Schoberg on the cut down low.
Yeah, and that's some more of that great passing that we saw yesterday from this team, that they were able to work the ball around. It's not always through Donovan and Duarte. It's through a multitude of players, and it's been really working for them early on this second half of the season.
And it will be a jump ball, and the possession arrow will go to Cobleskill. Haley Donovan with 6 rebounds already in this one. Only 4 points, but definitely getting it done, rebounding the ball. Here's Meacham now with it in the backcourt. Being guarded by Schoberg. Back up top to Meacham. As Cobleskill also 1 of 5 in their last field goal attempts. There's a great move by Meacham, though. A good Euro step. As here's Hannah Richards now with it for Husson. Schoberg down low to Donovan, who lays it in. That might have been her easiest shot all night.
Yeah, and I think that's how they need to beat Finch out there, who's been covering Donovan all night. That Donovan managed to get herself between her, or get herself between Finch and the basket, and they just kind of floated in over the top to her, and it allowed her to go up against a player who's not quite as tall as Finch and make a very easy layup, like you said.
And as you mentioned, a great pass to just float it in there right in the perfect spot. Here's Washington with it now. Tries to feed it down low to Sierra Delaney. Has it knocked away, and it will remain Fighting Tigers basketball. And Meacham tried to get it into Delaney, but Delaney didn't see it. And that's another steal for Husson.
Yeah, I think that was just a miscommunication there from the Fighting Tigers. That I think she thought Delaney was going one direction and then she was going the other, and it didn't work out for them.
As that was number 40, Sydney Loring, who attempted that shot, just checked into the game. And it will go to Cobleskill. Washington with it up top. Being guarded closely by Martinez. Cobleskill, again, just 1 of 4 in their last 4 field goal attempts, trying to make something happen here. Here's Delaney with a mid-range jumper. Leaves it short. Offensive rebound, though, and kick out to Washington with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Puts up a shot that goes in. Tough running shot there.
Certainly was, Reese, and that was a good job by her to get that one with not much time left on the shot clock.
Loring with it, down low to Donovan, who gets the left-handed layup to roll in. Friendly roll on that one as Donovan's now up to 8 points and 6 rebounds. Here's Hollister with it now, just checked into the game. Gets it poked away, goes right to Delaney. Out to Meacham, who will drive baseline and put up a shot that'll be short. And we have a jump ball is the call there. And possession arrow points to Husson, so it'll be Husson basketball. So we have 3 more substitutions coming in now, as number 14, Carly Price, checks in for the first time. Trinity Montigny comes back into the game. And
Duarte was the third player down there on the floor.
yes.
And with Price, that makes all of the entire Husson active roster who have now played in this game yet again for 2 nights in a row.
That's what you like to see, everybody getting minutes. As Donovan will get called for the offensive foul there. Although the refs are starting to talk it over, one ref might have saw one thing. And they have called an offensive foul on Bailey Donovan.
And we'll look right back at this one, Reese, as she tried to drive inside, but just got a little bit too physical out there.
So ended up being the right call. Here's Canales with it now. Dishes over to Washington. Back to Canales. Washington with it. Swings it over to Kaylee Bryant, who's just checked in as well. There's Emily Saturday, who puts up a shot. That one's no good. Here comes Montigny the other way. Swings it over to Duarte. Down low to Donovan. Here's Price. Price. Loring comes up short again on the 3. And Jordan Langle will check in for Bailey Donovan.
Yeah, and Langle's such an important player for this Eagles team as well, that Donovan is such a dominant force out there, but she can't play the entire game. And when you can bring in Langle, who's also over 6 foot and is very talented out there, it allows them to give Donovan a break. And then sometimes when you put both of them out there on the floor, like we saw earlier during the Eagles' 15-0 run, that all of a sudden it makes it, who do you guard inside, Donovan or Langle? And it's very difficult for teams to counter.
As Hannah Cater hits the bucket on the other end. Husson right now scoreless in the last minute 49. And they're only 1 of 4 from 3 on their last 4 3-point attempts. As we have a buzzer issue.
I think we had some user error down there on the floor. And I think the Eagles are okay with that because that looked like a missed shot attempt there, but they had going to look to reset this one a little bit. Montigny gets fouled on that one as she tried to drive inside.
And Montigny shoots about 62% from the line on the year as the first one rolls around and in. Here is Kaylee Bryant now. That one comes up short, and Carly Price comes away with the rebound. Off to Montigny, who throws a beautiful bounce pass up the court to Loring. Lingle with it now. Montigny for three straight away. That one's no good. Rebound goes to Hannah Cater, who pushes the other way. She'll put up a mid-range jumper, and that one drops.
Yeah, and I think right now the Eagles might be struggling a little bit with the size difference out there on the floor, that the Fighting Tigers have 3 players over 6 foot out there while the Eagles only have Lengel, and it seems to be affecting them around the paint just like that they just can't quite cover the height.
And that was a beautiful bounce pass from Talia Washington to Kaylee Bryant. As there will be a timeout from Husson. We will take one too. You're listening to the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Choosing a school is really difficult, but I have never felt like I should have gone somewhere else.
The thing I like about the school, the class sizes are smaller.
Making friends is easier here because of the fact that you are such a tight-knit community.
I was shooting around a basketball. That's how I met my first friend.
You meet a lot of new people from different areas of the world.
I feel like I've grown so much here. And there's so many amazing people that work here to learn from.
I definitely made the right decision coming to Husson.
Welcome back, everybody, as Husson leads this one 32-24 with about 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the second quarter. As we've seen some dominant basketball from Bailey Donovan so far in this one. 8 points and 6 rebounds already on the night. On the bench right now currently, though, as Montigny will drive in. That one gets blocked partially. And the kick out, Carly Price now. Over to Montigny. Lingle with it, kicks it to Duarte, who will put up a three, and that one's back rimmed. Rebound goes to Kaylee Bryant, and here comes Cobleskill.
Yeah, and I think that last timeout there from Coach Walker was a tactical timeout to reset her team a little bit. They were struggling defensively, and we'll see if those changes impact this game right now.
There's Meacham with a kick out. Over to Goodman, who will put up a three, and that one's good. Loring with it now, down low. That one's good. So both teams trading buckets now. That ends another scoreless drought for Husson. That last one was at 151, so a lot of scoring droughts back and forth between these two teams. Cobleskill also 4 of 5 from their last 5 shots. As that one goes long. Rebound to Cater, who will put up another shot. Offensive rebound. And the putback is good. 34-29 now, 5-point game. Duarte with it. Swings it over to Montigny. Loring now. Drives in. Is able to find space down low. She puts in the right-handed layup.
And a great job by her to sense that little space, like you said, that sometimes the Eagles have been working a lot on passing, and sometimes you think, I should pass it, but she found that little bit of pocket of space and just took it.
As that one gets knocked out of bounds by Loring, as it will stay Cobleskill ball in the backcourt. As we see Taylor Meacham with the ball now, coming over half court. Dishes it to Norris, who has just checked into the game. Down low, that's Jordan Finch getting that bucket to go. So both teams now getting into a groove offensively, Avery.
Yeah, and Cobleskill had the better side of that groove, but they've pulled it back within 5 right at the end of this first half, and I think it's a good job by them to go close into halftime now, being down less than they started the second quarter by.
As there's a great drive and a great left-handed lay-in by Vanessa Duarte, which gives her 6 points on the day so far.
And we've seen her do that several times already this game. It's those little left-handed layups that it's working for her, that they can't quite guard it.
Yeah, she's got a soft touch with that left hand. As Cater goes up looking for a foul, didn't get it, and it will be Husson basketball with 23 seconds remaining in the first half. As we will see Sierra Delaney and Kaylee Bryant check into the game for Cobleskill with 23 seconds left. Here is Duarte up top. She'll make a move, put up a left-handed hook shot, and that one will drop too.
Yeah, and she's working them right now with that left-handed shot, and it's been working for her really well. As we'll see another one right there.
As that's a great way for Husson to close the half right there with 2 steals and 2 buckets from Vanessa Duarte to give them an 11-point lead, even though it looked like it was going to be 5-6-point lead going into halftime.
Yeah, great job by the Eagles there to kind of, we were talking about that Cobleskill had the momentum going into the half, but they did a great job of kind of nipping that in the bud and saying, no, we're leading this game.
As Husson leads this one 42-31 at halftime. We will take a break and come back for the second half action. You're listening to the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Selling is all about relationships and building trust. At Greenway, it's our people that have built the business. We're fortunate to have a team with years of experience. They know John Deere equipment inside and out and go the extra mile to take care of our customers.
And right now is a great time to talk to one of us about a new tractor. Get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a John Deere compact utility tractor. Nothing runs like a Deere.
From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
And welcome back, everyone. We are just about set to get this second half underway, as we will read over some quick first half stats. Leading the way for Husson in points, we had Vanessa Duarte at 10, Bailey Donovan has 8, Hannah Richards at 6, Montigny at 5, Loring at 4, Cook at 3, McVicker, Beals, and Soberg all at 2. So very even scoring throughout for Husson so far.
Yeah, and Donovan's right on track for her game daily double that her game double-double that she seems to get every game.
Yeah, 6 rebounds already in that first half, and the next highest rebounder on the team was Montigny at 2. So definitely rebounding the ball well. Vanessa Duarte also with 3 assists, Montigny and Donovan with 2 assists. And on the other side for Cobleskill, it was Meacham, Saturday, and Cater all with 6 points leading the way. Goodson added 5, Jordan Finch had 4, Washington and Bryant also added 2 as well. And Emily Saturday and Hannah Cater lead the way for them with 5 rebounds. As we are just about set to get this second half underway.
Yeah, and the score right now, Reese, isn't exactly reflecting how that second quarter was going for a while there. That the Cobleskill Fighting Tigers had brought it all the way back within 5, I want to say. And then the Eagles got some late points back-to-back right at the end of that first half. And all of a sudden, it looks a lot more lopsided than it felt like for a lot of that second quarter.
Yeah, and Cobleskill actually outscored the Eagles in that second quarter, 21-20. But like you said, late points at the end made it seem like it was a back-and-forth quarter, even though Cobleskill really had the way for most of it.
Well, I think that score differential really would have been probably something more like 21-15 or 21-16 if it weren't for those late points.
As there is Jordan Finch with a left-handed layup. As Duarte will now have it, bringing it over the time stripe for Husson. Hannah Richards with it out top now. She'll drive in. And no foul is called. Gets her own rebound. Donovan with it at the high post. She'll put up a mid-range jumper, and that is cash. Bailey Donovan with 10 points and 7 rebounds now. Like you said, on the way towards that double-double.
And a great job by her seeing that she had that little pocket of space, and that's something she's been adding over the years. Is she used to be more of just get into the paint and get those layup kind of baskets, but she's added that mid-range shot that makes her so dangerous.
As Emily Saturday with an offensive rebound and putback right there. Long pass down to McKaylin Porter. Beautiful outlet pass. And there's a quick timeout by Cobleskill. We will take one too, as you're listening to the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Years ago, we started this journey of recycling, and with that same ingenuity, with that same innovation, and with that same entrepreneurship, we're approaching our next 45 years. We have an obligation to figure out how we can consume less, how we can recycle more, how we can create more sustainable products, and how we help our customers enable that.
We owe it to the future generations to continue to do better and recycle better.
Welcome back, everybody, to this third quarter. Just about a minute and 40 seconds into it, as we have a 46-35 Husson lead. As we see some full court pressure by Husson out of the timeout, causes Washington to pick up her dribble. As great hustle by Porter. Almost could have been a 10-second call. There is Jordan Finch with a mid-range jumper. That gives her 8 points so far on the day. Hannah Richards down low. Kicks it out to Porter for a long 2. That one's good. Husson now 6 of 7 on their last 7 field goal attempts. So really shooting the ball well here to start this third quarter.
Yeah, and they tried that full court team pressure there for about one play and then have kind of gone away from it right after that.
Just some quick pressure at the timeout as there's a steal, or excuse me, there's a foul by Duarte going for the steal. That'll be her first foul of the day. As Meacham in the backcourt, ready to receive. Although the ball comes in to Canales. Washington tries to get it down low, has it knocked away, gets it back, puts up a floater, and that one's long. Rebound to Porter. Here is Porter now, again on the left side. Kicks it over to Montigny. Out top to Duarte, fakes the three, and she will be called for the travel. Tried to pump fake and drive, but just moved her feet a little bit too quickly there. Here is Meacham now. Back over to Meacham. Up top, we see Husson in the 1-3-1 zone here. As Canales is short on the three. Cater has it. And that one gets tipped away by Porter. And it will stay Cobleskill basketball with 11 seconds left on the shot clock. And the ball almost in the backcourt, in fact.
Yeah, they're going to have to get this one in and get it around to somebody open real fast.
And some confusion as there's a short break in the action as the ball will come into Meacham now. Over to Canales with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Finch, Cater, mid-range jumper. That one's no good. And rebound will go out off of Duarte and stay Cobleskill basketball with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, and that missed shot was just the product of them trying to rush it a little bit. They only had 1 or 2 seconds to get a play off, and that was a little bit of a mix-up there from the Eagles that worked out well for them.
As Richards now gets the long rebound, she'll drive in and leave that one short. Meacham with the rebound coming the other way for Cobleskill. And Duarte will poke that one away out of bounds, and it will remain Cobleskill basketball on the sideline. We see Sierra Goodson coming for Jordan Finch now. Both teams scoreless in the last minute 45 here. So really amping up the pressure defensively. So that's great defense from Donovan, staying straight up and not drawing a foul.
Yeah, and you can see right there why she's won the Defensive Player of the Week for the NAC 4 times already this season. That she's a tall body there in the paint and can really control her area.
As she will now go to the free throw line, where this will be her first 2 free throw attempts of the game. She comes into this one shooting 78% from the free throw line. So her free throw numbers have definitely been up from previous games and from last season, where she was at about 60-65% throughout the year. More consistent free throw shooter now as she drains both of them. And the basket does count. Both free throws count. I don't know what the call was, but it'll be Cobleskill basketball.
Yeah, there seemed to have been some miscommunication between the referees several times in this matchup already.
Definitely.
Not sure. Sometimes, I know from my own experience that sometimes when you're working with new referees on a game, it can be a little bit hard that one guy sees something differently than the other guy does, and it can sometimes take a while for that to kind of click. It's like a team as well that
you have to build chemistry with the refs as well. Vanessa Duarte now with it up top. There was a jump ball on the last possession, and possession arrow points to Husson. Duarte with it up top. Richards down low to Donovan. who gets called for the travel down low. That will be a turnover on Husson.
Yeah, and that was a little play there from Duarte that I saw her holding up 2 fingers, and then the whole team kind of moved together as one, and that was definitely something that this Husson squad has practiced during their practice sessions.
Finch with it. Now up top as Canales misses another 3. Duarte kicks it over to Montigny. The bounce pass over to Porter, who can't control it. And Cobleskill comes away with it as we have a foul on Michaela Porter. Or excuse me, that foul will go on Bailey Donovan. Looked like Michaela Porter, but Donovan will pick up the foul.
And that's her 3rd one, too, Reese, which is big. That there's about 15 minutes left in this game, theoretically, unless we went to overtime or whatever. But Donovan is already at 3 fouls, and you don't want her getting in foul trouble early.
Right, still on the floor, though, right now, currently. We don't see Lengel checking in. So Kissy Walker is gonna let Bailey Donovan keep playing and trust her center to not pick up another foul.
And it's been a really physical game over the last 5 minutes or so. It seems like we've had a lot of jump balls already the second half, and both teams are playing with a lot of heart, and it's kind of showing out there on the floor right now.
Yes, already 3 jump balls here in the second half. Only 5 minutes into this quarter. As Cobleskill scoreless in the last 3 minutes of game time, and as I say that, Canales hits a turnaround jumper on the baseline. Hannah Richards now. Dishes it down low to Donovan. As there's another physical play down low. As foul will go on Eva Norris for Cobleskill, and it will be Husson basketball underneath the hoop with 23 seconds on the shot clock. So Duarte to inbound. And again, it looks like the refs, a little bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, they've had several of those already. We talked about it, but it seems like 1 or 2 of them are not quite communicating on the same wavelength right now.
As there's a foul on Jordan Finch, who whacks Bailey Donovan from behind, and Donovan will go back to the free throw line for 2 more free throws.
And you see a lot of those with Donovan, that she's so talented inside that sometimes the only way to stop her is those kind of rough foul plays that aren't always necessary. But with Donovan, they can sometimes be necessary just because she's too good on the inside to not foul her on that play, that she's going to get that bucket unless you reach out, and then you reach out and it's a foul.
And she's so good at sealing off the defender down low so that they really, like you mentioned, they don't have a choice but to foul her, or else they're not going to stop her. She does a great job of getting, as you mentioned earlier, in between the defender and the basket, so that gives teammates passing lanes, and does a great job sealing off defenders that way.
And also she's really good at boxing out those defenders by getting her body in between the ball and the defender, that they have to try to reach around her to get to the ball, and that's not always easy. That all it takes is for her to shift her body, and all of a sudden it's a foul call, and she can go to the line to take free throws, which she's proven this season she's become a lot better at and can hit those types of shots.
As the first one for Donovan starts off short, but finds the roll and is able to drop. 13 points now. Now it makes 14 for Donovan. 14 and 9, so 1 rebound away from her double-double. There's great defense from Husson. Finch with it on the right side, puts up a shot. That one's no good. Rebound to Richards. Richards now over the timing stripe. Swings it over to Cook with a great pass down low to Bailey Donovan. And there will be a foul on number 15, Hannah Cater. That'll be your second foul of the game.
She got a little bit too physical with Donovan there underneath, and that was almost a really great pass from Cook in over the top to try to get to Donovan, but just a little bit too short for her.
Here's Hannah Richards driving baseline. Dumps it off to Porter with a mid-range jumper. And that one's good. 54-39. 4 minutes left in the third quarter here. Husson starting to take control over this one again. Here's Washington with it up top. Being guarded by Cook. Washington makes a move. Can't go anywhere with it. Here's Norris now. Kicks it over to Cater for three. That one's no good. And Richards will give it to Duarte.
And this is another really dangerous combination out there for the Eagles. Obviously, all their combinations are dangerous, but this is a good mix of those players like Donovan and Porter inside who can make those good plays in the paint, as well as being surrounded by three really good shooters in Duarte, Richards, and Cook, that it makes this Eagles team dangerous that they have so many of those interchangeable groups.
Exactly, and that last offensive rebound for Bailey Donovan gives her double-double at 14 points and 10 rebounds. Here's Cook with it in the corner. She'll put up a three. That one's short. Donovan with the tip out. Here she is down low. That one's no good. Left it short. Looking for a foul call. Didn't get it. Here's Norris with it now. And she will be called for the offensive foul.
And a great job by Richards there to set her feet and take that one in the chest, and she just kind of pushed her out of the way and got that great play.
As we see Mick Vicker check in for Porter.
Yeah, and it seems like Coach Walker's trying a little bit of something here, that she now has four shooters out on the floor along with Donovan on the inside, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see some threes pouring in here.
Speaking of threes, Bailey Donovan will put one up, and that one's no good.
That is not who I was expecting to take a three when I made that statement.
McVicker, that one's a little bit long. Rebound to Cook. She'll put in the putback. 5 points now for Lauren Cook as we see some full court pressure here again. As Bailey Donovan will be called for a foul that she does not agree with.
Yeah, and that's going to be her fourth of the game, and I would not be surprised if she comes out right here.
And that's exactly what will happen. As Sydney Loring will come in for Bailey Donovan. And Hannah Cater will go to the free throw line for another pair of free throws.
And that's definitely a big, obviously Bailey's not out of the game, but she's right on the cusp of getting fouled out of this one. That the Eagles have other bigs out there, but it's hard when you keep cutting them down, especially with this Cobleskill team that I've noticed already has a lot of players in and around that 5'9" to 6'1" range, that they have some height out there at this D3 women's basketball level, that you see a lot of players out there like Duarte who are only in that 5'4" to 5'6" range, that it's a lot harder for her to go up against players that are 6'1" than it is for Bailey, who's 6'8", to get in there.
Right, as there's some good hands there by Meacham, who's able to poke that one away from Hannah Richards. And a double dribble will be called on Cobleskill. And Megan Bauman, the head coach for this Cobleskill women's team, is not afraid to tell the refs what she thinks, as she's been yapping at them all game. As there's another foul, as Sydney Loring will now go to the free throw line to shoot two. The first one drops. Comes into this one at 87% from the free throw line. As the second one is good too. 58-41. Husson really pulling away in this one here with 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, it definitely got close there at the end of the first half, but in this second half, the Eagles have definitely been pulling away a little bit.
As there's Adriana Hollister gets her first bucket of the game to go.
And a great little spin move by her inside to get herself open on that one.
As we have a reach-in foul, but Husson is in the bonus, so Vanessa Duarte will head to the free throw line. We also see Lacey Scanlon coming in for Hannah Richards.
And Duarte this season is shooting about 80% from the line, but that first one she didn't manage to quite get it to drop.
The second one is good. 16-point lead now for Husson. Here's Cater for three. That one's good. Anna Cater with her first three of the day. That brings Cobleskill back to within 13. Cook with it, over to McVicker. Kicks it out to Scanlon. Back up top to Cook for three. And that one's good. Lauren Cook now 2 for 3 from beyond the arc in this one.
It was a great shot by her. She got that little bit of space and then drained it that she seems to be draining. I haven't really seen her bank in a three since she came to Husson, but
as Sophia McVicker will pick up a foul around half court, and with teams being in the bonus, they will shoot free throws as Meacham drops the first one. The second one is good as well. Here is Duarte with it up top. Fakes the handoff and finds Scanlon on the baseline, who gets blocked, and that will remain Husson basketball.
And someone who's had quite a game statistically is Hannah Cater, who's at 11 points in this one. She's only been averaging just under 4 on this season, so she's really stepped up when her team needs her. Obviously, they're down in this one, but there's still a quarter to play. They're only down 14. They still have that chance to kind of bring this one close again.
Yeah, averaging 3 points, around 4 points, and only 2.5 rebounds per game. She's got 6 rebounds on the game so far, so definitely stepping up, like you said, having a big game. Here she is right now, Hannah Cater, top of the key. She will dish it to Hollister. Makes another good spin move, and that one gets poked away by Cook. Here come the Eagles with 20 seconds left in the quarter. There's a nice cross-court pass to McVicker, who gets called for the travel over in the corner. So it'll be 16 seconds for Cobleskill to go the length of the court and put up a shot. As you hear Megan Bauman saying one shot. Washington with it now. Cater with the pump fake. Drives baseline, gets doubled, puts up a tough shot. 1 second left, and Cook's not going to force one.
Where was the half-court shot, Reese? I wanted to see the...
We wanted to see the range.
Yeah.
Husson leads this one 62-48, 14-point lead heading into the fourth quarter, as we will take a quick break, join you on the other side. You're listening to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody, as we are just about set to get this fourth quarter underway. Husson leads this one 62-48. The third quarter really took control there as they find themselves with a 14-point lead. Here's Canales with the ball up top. Dishes it over to Washington. Makes a nice crossover. Picks up her dribble, looking for Canales. Finds her cutting. Puts up a floater, and that's no good. Loring with a rebound. Here's Duarte over to McVicker, who will drive baseline and pull it back out. Duarte up top now. McVicker again in the corner. Back up top to Duarte. Loring with a jumper. That one's no good. Rebound goes to Taylor Meacham. That'll be her fourth rebound of the game. As we had Husson basketball on that play. I thought there might have been a foul called there, but they let them play through it. Here's Duarte now up top. Surveying the floor, finds Cook in the corner. She'll drive, kick it back to Duarte. Duarte with a mid-range pull-up. No good. Scanlon with a rebound, though. Dishes it over to Duarte, who will put up a three and leave it short. Emily Saturday with a rebound. Here is Cobleskill now. Meacham with it, drives baseline, has a nice Euro step to get around Scanlon and lay it in.
And I've seen her do that several times in this game already. That seems like that's kind of her pet move a little bit inside there to just kind of give herself that space.
Scanlon with a jump shot, mid-range jumper that falls. Everybody getting involved in the scoring for Husson in this one. Washington with it, she'll put up a three. That one's good. Here's Duarte with it now. Finds Cook. Cook will put up a three. Rolls out. And Loring with a rebound. She gets fouled. She will go to the free throw line. Sydney Loring is 2 of 2 from the free throw line already in this one.
And Cater, who is having probably the best game for this Cobleskill offense so far, also checks back in. And we talked about it a little bit in that third quarter that she's definitely stepped up in this one. Her averages are up in just about everything. She averages about 10 minutes a game. She's already at 15. She averages about 4 points a game. She's already at 11. And it's showing that she's helping keep this team in this game still.
Yes, definitely. Here she is with the ball now. Dishes it off to Washington. Gives it over to Delaney. Back up top to Washington. A little two-man game going on here. As Canales is no good on a three. And it looks like it.
I think that was a shoving call there, Reese. That I saw Duarte ask for it from the ref, and he acknowledged that that was, in fact, what the call was.
Here's McVicker now, bringing it over the timing stripe. Over to Duarte. Here's Cook with it now, over to Scanlon. Duarte will drive in, put up a left-handed shot that rolls out. Scanlon with an offensive rebound, already her second.
And I think that was the first time I've seen Duarte miss one of those left-handed layups that she hit so many of at the start of this game.
Scanlon with a jumper. That one's no good. Loring with the offensive rebound. A lot of second chance opportunities here for Husson. Cook with it now. She'll drive in. That one's no good. Emily Saturday with a rebound. Almost stepped out of bounds. Gets it to Canales.
Yeah, and the Eagles didn't come away with any points there, but I think they spent around a minute on Cobleskill side of the court and ran that all off the clock. And that's big that we're starting to get into that point in the game where time is just as valuable as points.
As that foul will go on Lacey Scanlon, her second foul.
Entering the game for Cobleskill, number 20, Jordan Finch, and number 14, Taylor Meacham.
As Taylor Meacham will check into the game for Cobleskill, and we will get Jordan Lengel checking into the game for Husson. Inbound to Cater. Cater will drive in, put up a shot that's no good. Rebound tipped around, but goes to McVicker. McVicker drives, looks to kick out. Duarte with a long two, no good, and rebound goes to Saturday. Her 10th rebound on the night, on the day, I should say. So Saturday's 2 points away from a double-double herself. Right on cue. And she will get fouled by Loring to go to the free throw line for a chance at the double-double. She is 4 of 4 from the line today already, as Bailey Donovan will check in with 5.5 minutes left in this one. She does have 4 fouls, so that'll be something to keep an eye on.
They are at the point in the game, though, where they're up 12. And if you're the Eagles, you'd rather have Donovan's defense now to just kind of put the game away than think about it like, what if we don't have Donovan for overtime? You'd rather just there be no overtime.
Right. Saturday, a little bit long on the first shot. And the second one is also a little bit long as Donovan comes away with a rebound. Here's McVicker now, up top. Dishes it over to Duarte, who almost has it stolen away.
And this is the 5 that we saw go on that 15-0 run in the first quarter, where you have the 2 bigs and Donovan and Lengel in there with 3 shooters surrounding them.
That's a great pass from Donovan to Lengel. And Jordan Lengel gets on the board now with her first 2 points. Only her second shot attempt of the game so far.
And that's something Donovan does really well, is that a lot of attention goes to her on the offensive side of the ball, and she's earned that attention, but it allows other players to get open. That if she's getting double teamed, there's going to be somebody else open somewhere around the arc.
As Finch hits a tough shot down low. 67-55 now. 12-point game with 4.5 minutes remaining. McVicker on the left side puts up a long 2, and that one's good. Husson, they were one of their last 6 before that shot. Here is Meacham now. Dishes it over to Cater, who will pump fake and drive in, put up a shot that goes short. And McVicker with another rebound. That is her 4th rebound on the day. Here she is with it. Dishes it down low to Donovan. Up top to Duarte, who will take a mid-range jumper. That one's a little bit long. McVicker tried to tip it back, but goes right to the hands of Jordan Finch. Here is Cater now. He'll drive in. And it'll be called out off Husson, so it'll stay with Cobleskill basketball. We want to take a moment to thank today's game sponsors: Performance PT, designing a healthier you; Greenway Equipment Sales in Ellsworth and Bangor, nothing runs like a deer; Governor's Restaurant, life is short, eat dessert first; and Casella, giving resources new life. As we have a timeout now by Cobleskill, we will take one too with 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this one. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And welcome back to this one. We have 3 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in a 12-point game here at Newman Gymnasium at Husson. As there's a foul around half court on Talia Washington, it looks like.
Fouls on Cobleskill, Selena Washington, first, second, team's third.
As Hannah Richards will now inbound. Ball comes into Duarte, crosses the timing stripe, finds Cook on the baseline. Up top to Donovan, high post, over to Duarte on the left side. Donovan with a nice pass over to Hannah Richards, who will swing it back across court to Duarte for the mid-range jumper and knocks it down.
And a nice little move there by Duarte to fake the ball inside and then go left and get somebody jumping for joy and hit that nice little shot.
Yeah, was able to create space with the pump fake and then a nice dribble move. As we see Hannah Richards with the steal now.
Yeah, I think Richards will get credited with that one, but it was Cook who just kind of poked it out from behind, and a great team play there by them.
It's Cook with a great cut down the middle, but gets rejected by Taylor Meacham. Canales will now check back in for Cobleskill. We see Duarte to inbound here. Gets it down low to Donovan, who lays it in. That is her 16th point on the night.
And there's just no way to guard that, Reese, that she had a player all over her back, but just kind of forced her way into the basket and just laid that one up and in.
Here's Canales with it now. Still has it, trying to make something happen here. Over to Finch, being guarded by Donovan. She'll make a spin move and get blocked by Jordan Lengel. As Duarte with it now. Dribbling around, she brings it back up top. Passes over to Richards, gets it down low to Donovan. Over to Lengel. Duarte will swing it to Cook. Over to Donovan. Over to Richards. And Richards will put up a shot on the baseline, and that one drops.
And what a difficult play by her there to drive inside with not much time left on the shot clock and make that difficult little basket.
Husson 6-0 run in the last 2 minutes, and that one gets ended quickly by Canales. I don't know what that call was, but we have a lot of substitutions coming in. I think that's what that was to get those substitutions to come in.
Yeah, and the Eagles right now are bringing in more of a defensive group out there. That these are some of their best defenders on the floor. There's only 1:30 left. They're up 16 now, and I think they're trying to just kind of close the door on this game.
Macy Beals with it now, dishes over to Duarte.
And the Eagles are going to start using all of that 30 seconds on the shot clock. They don't need to take a basket unless it's an easy one. And they're not really trying to force stuff at this point in the game.
Cater with a block there on what looked like it could have been an easy basket for Husson. She said no. Macy Beals with good hands there, knocks that one out of bounds. 1:04 remaining in this one. You see Layla Martinez come in for Vanessa Duarte.
Yeah, and Martinez is a two-sport athlete and a really athletic player out on the court, and she's someone who can match up against someone like Washington and slow her down a little bit.
Here she is guarding Washington now. Washington with a spin move, puts up a tough shot. Offensive rebound goes to Delaney, but she gets rejected, and Donovan comes away with it. Macy Beals now with it. Down low to Donovan, who gets called for the travel. It looks like Delaney pulled the chair out from underneath Donovan there.
Yeah, and even though this one's all but over, I think Donovan wants those last few points up there.
Definitely. Washington with it. Over to Cater. Couple of pump fakes. Now she'll make a move. Get to the middle. And they're going to call Bailey Donovan for her foul, and she will foul out with only 22 seconds remaining. She can't believe that call.
And she did her job today, Reese. She got another double-double, which we've seen quite a lot of. And she fouled out, obviously, but the Eagles are up 16 with 20 seconds left. At this point, the Fighting Tigers are not coming back in this one. And she certainly played a great game, just got into some foul trouble, which later on in the season when you play other tough opponents and it's a closer game, that can be something to watch out for, that you don't want to have a player like Bailey Donovan fouling out in the playoffs or against teams like Maine Maritime, who are looking good already this year after beating SUNY Poly, the reigning NAC champions, yesterday. That they're a team to look out for, even without a talented player like Cook, that we've seen her hit some great shots today already.
As we see Husson just hold this one and dribble the timeout. It'll be a 14-point victory for the Husson Eagles in this one. Bailey Donovan, as you mentioned, had another big game. 16 points, 13 rebounds on her way to another double-double. Let's take a look at some other stats real quick. Vanessa Duarte also placing in 13 points and 6 assists on the day as well. Also played 35 out of 40 minutes in this game. Hannah Richards and Lauren Cook put in 8 points each. Sydney Loring added 7. McKaylin Porter had 6. Montigny with 5. McVicker with 4. And Lengo, Beals, Schoberg, Scanling all had 2. So very even scoring throughout for this Husson team. And on the other side, for Cobleskill, we had Hannah Cater lead the way with 13 points and 7 rebounds as well. Taylor Meacham added 10. Jordan Finch added 10 as well. Emily Saturday had 8 points and 10 rebounds. Washington added 5 points. And Canales Hollister added 4 as well. So the Husson University women take this one 75-61. We will be right back to call the men's game at 3 o'clock. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Husson Sports Radio Network.